What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so the second game of today's playoff debut featured the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Clippers. The Denver Nuggets, I believe, were the fourth seed in the Western Conference. The Clippers, the fifth seed. And this was a series that, although I'm sorry I wasn't able to do a playoff preview. I'm sorry. Just didn't get around to doing it. But I pretty much thought that because Denver has home court advantage and they have Nikola Jokic, that would give them a distinct advantage, even though the Clippers have been very resurgent. But I get the impression Kawhi Leonard is not, even though I know he's been healthy, I just from watching Kawhi Leonard over the past couple of years, I don't think Kawhi is the same Kawhi that we think of. Like, I think he's lost a step. First of all, he's not the same defender that he was, and he's not as dynamic as he was. But although he still is a guy that could give you 24, 25 points a game, I just don't think he's the same guy that can give you 30, 35 points or 30, 31, 32, 33 points a game in a series. I don't think he's that guy anymore. But that's just me. James Harden has played he's played good. That's why you haven't really been seeing me doing too many Mongo Slade videos, you know. Matter of fact, wait a minute. You haven't really been hearing, I know you guys been hearing this and not too much of this. Turnover, brick shot, air ball. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, early on in this game, the Clippers were taking it to Denver, man. I think they built an early 15-point lead. It looked like it was going to a territory where Denver may get embarrassed at home. But I think starting somewhere in the second quarter, Denver started getting their defense going, because earlier on their defense was absolutely just non-existent. But they started cranking up defensively, slowing down the Clippers' offensive assault. And in the third quarter, Nikola Jokic pretty much took over. I believe he had 12 points in that stanza. And after that point, it was pretty much a back and forth affair with the Clippers having an ever so slight lead. But later on in the game, some of the role players start stepping up. And I'm not saying that the Clippers weren't matching them basket for basket, but you could clearly see that the others start stepping up. That tells me that these guys hear and read some of the nonsense out there that Nikola Jokic doesn't have any help. But like I said in my other video, man, I wish Giannis had a Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, a Michael Porter Jr., Russell Westbrook, as faded as he is. I wish he had those guys out there instead of those bums masquerading. And I don't mean that necessarily to be disrespectful as their overall talent on an everyday basis. But today, those guys look like they didn't want to be on the floor. They didn't want to be on the court. But anyway, talking about this game, Nikola Jokic was, for the most part, magnificent. They had some dubious stretches, before Russell Westbrook hit that big three-pointer to, I believe, give the Nuggets a slight lead and momentum down the stretch. Jokic, I remember having a stretch where he missed 2 free throws, but, I mean, other than that, excuse me, other than that, Nikola Jokic had a very, very good game. 29 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. 12 of 24 from the floor, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. So Jokic did not get to the free throw line that much. He shot 50% from the floor, which is a little bit below what he normally shoots. He's usually in the high 50s, 60% range. And that in itself is a victory, if anybody or any team trying to slow him down. And this season he was 41% from three, tonight just 25%. And Zubac does a good job on Jokic, considering. And Zubac for the Clippers had a great game by his standards, 21 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. He was 10 of 15 from the floor, but only 1 of 4 from the line. He did have 6 offensive rebounds. Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers had 22 points, 9 of 15 from the floor, but had 7 turnovers. 7. And that was big in helping to doom the Clippers. Norman Powell, 12 points, 5 of 12 from the floor, 2 of 6 from downtown, but he had 4 turnovers. James Harden, great game, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists. Got in foul trouble early on, 11 of 22 from the floor, 4 of 9 from from 3-point range, 6 of 6 at the line. Because of the foul trouble, he wasn't able to be as aggressive getting to the foul line. And Nicholas Batum, in what I think may be his last season in the NBA, 9 points, 3 of 6 from downtown. But the Denver Nuggets, the others stepped up. Aaron Gordon had 25 points, along with 8 rebounds, 5 offensive boards, 8 of 14 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3-point range, 8 of 10 at the line. Jamal Murray having some issues, I think, with his legs, I believe it was, having some issues health-wise, but he still poured in 21 points, plus minus plus 12. Only 7 of 20 from the floor, but he did hit some big shots down the stretch. 3 of 7 from 3-point range, 4 of 5 at the line. He had 9 rebounds and 7 assists. And Christian Braun, I believe his name is, he was big. Matter of fact, down the stretch, he was big on both sides of the floor with some key defensive plays as well. 11 points, 5 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 4 from 3-point range. Russell Westbrook, I get it. I know the haters are going to say 5 of 17 from the floor. I get it. And people who do that, right, they already show to me they don't really watch the games. Don't get me wrong. Yes, you would like for Russ to make some shots, but a lot of Russ's misses come, and I'm not trying to make excuses for him because he's not a good shooter, but some of his misses, if you really look at it, come when he's under heavy duress. Like some of his misses will be when he's getting the offensive rebound and trying to put it back between 2 defenders. He's not the athlete he once was, he might try to put lay it off the glass, and it doesn't quite lay in, hit the glass right, and it sort of ricochets off the rim or something. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a lot of his misses are not totally wide open shots. Some of them, like he misses a lot of shots around the rim that other players probably either connect on, or it's because of the fact that Russ is always trying to battle down low, so oftentimes he's at a size disadvantage, and he tries to go up against players who are much bigger than him, and the chances of him converting are not that great. So I'm just saying, like, to me, 25% of his misses at least comes from that. But still, 5 of 17 is not great. He was 2 of 6 from downtown. He had a big 3 down the stretch to help keep Denver in the game, but more his impact was on the defensive end and rebounding. I don't know how many times Russ gets a rebound to help the Denver Nuggets when they're having stalls offensively, to give them second and third chances. He makes big defensive plays. He made a great defensive stop down the stretch when he went for a steal, deflected the pass slightly so that James Harden was the one that actually touched the ball last one out of bounds. That was key in saving a potential scoring possession from being achieved by the Los Angeles Clippers. Those type of things that Russ does that people don't really talk about because they don't really watch the game. What they really do is, what these clowns do is they look at the box score and they go off of that because they don't really watch any of these games. They don't. You can tell. Even some of these people on television, they don't really watch these games. They look at the box scores, or they, you know, look at the opinions from others who they quote unquote semi respect, and that's pretty much how they go. Y'all know I ain't lying, man. So anyway, the Denver Nuggets hold on to a 112-110 lead as Jokic ice free throws down the stretch. And they lead the series 1-0. And, you know, that's pretty much all I got to say. Denver got a big win tonight. Because I know if Denver had lost this game, I already know what would have happened. Oh, man, you can't win with Russ, man. Look, 5 for 17. I already know all that. I know. You know? Russ is a marked man, man. You even can see it in the officiating. You hear the officiating. They talk like Russ is screwing up the game. And then, like, I noticed when Denver is struggling offensively, the cameras will show Russell Westbrook. I see all that stuff, man. You know, but it's all good. That's why I root for the underdog. That's why I root for the underdogs in sports. That's why I was rooting for Milwaukee Bucks. That's why when I first started watching basketball, I rooted for Michael Jordan because at the time, only, people forget, man. 89, 90, the talk was Jordan couldn't win. He was a scoring title. He's a scoring champ. All he cares about is scoring. Scoring champions can't win titles. I remember hearing all that shit when I was first started watching the Bulls. He's too selfish. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson, they're unselfish. Jordan's too selfish. So y'all look at it like through the prism of the 6 titles and say, oh, he was a front runner. Nope. I started watching the Bulls and liking them because everybody was criticizing them in the media. So anyway, that's all I got to say about it. What you guys think?